If you haven't played Minecraft Dungeons in the last few years or haven't played it at all, this video is for you. Don't click away because I want to tell you about a ton of things that got added to the game after all of the DLC was done getting added that make this game completely different and much more fun and engaging than it was at launch. First though, for those of you that are not familiar, Minecraft Dungeons is a spin-off of Minecraft in the action RPG genre. These games are known for offering a wide top-down view of the world, and they're focused much more on action and combat than they are on the role-playing aspect or element of RPGs. In Minecraft Dungeons specifically, you play through the game as a generic hero. You don't select a class like a warrior or a mage or archer, or rogue, anything like that, but instead you find weapons and artifacts throughout your time playing that have vastly different abilities and play styles and interact with each other in very interesting ways. And you sort of build your class or your power this way. As you play through the game, you slay what feels like millions of enemies in a variety of different ways that often change drastically depending on what type of gear you find along the way. The gameplay is very fun, always has been, and while this style of game is understandably not for everybody, the hack and slash nature, the impact of the battles and sound effects and the beautiful looking world that has been created here will appeal to many Minecraft fans and honestly should appeal to non-Minecraft players as well. Also, if you take the time to watch through all the cinematics of the story, it is very well done. It is very excellent. It's very fun. Now onto the big thing I wanted to discuss. If you've played this game before, why is it worth playing again now? Well, depending on how long ago you played, the game is vastly different. It started out as just a handful of maps on the overworld during its initial release, but over the course of its first year, it released 6 DLC expansions, adding the Nether, End, Mountains, Jungle, Underwater, and ice-filled zones, which greatly expanded not only the levels to play in, but also the types of enemies that you encounter and the types of weapons, armor, and artifacts available for you to find in the game. For those of you wondering, the base game is $20, but you can buy for $40 the game plus all 6 of the DLCs. This expansion alone probably quadrupled the size of the game and what there was to do in it. But even if you played all of these, this isn't where it stopped. It's after this point that the game actually really got good with several updates, in my personal opinion. Let's keep on the path of content here. Beyond these things, Minecraft Dungeon actually added a lot of different content for the player to do beyond the maps and the different zones. First is the daily trials. These challenges give you random generated maps with random enemies and a mix of boons and banes to create a special type of challenge. When you finish a daily trial, you get a guaranteed special reward at the end. You'll often know what category that reward is in, as it's shown in the rewards section of the trial screen. You can see right here that we will get a rare and a unique ranged weapon if we were to do this specific daily trial. Next is the tower, and I personally haven't even gone into it yet because I'm having a lot of fun building up my new character, but the tower is a really fun and interesting way to play the game. I'll play some background footage of other YouTubers playing in the tower right now. You actually don't go in with your hero and gear, you go in with nothing. And you climb each floor of the tower, and after completing each floor, you're given random gear as rewards as you climb. This challenge offers a fun and unique experience, as each time you climb the tower, you may end up doing a completely different build than you did in the run before. You really never quite know exactly what you're going to get. Each run is going to be different, and you may even end up swapping things that you're doing as you climb the tower. The tower challenges, I believe, are the same for each week. So every time that you go in, you do fight the exact same challenges on each floor. It's the loot that's going to be different as you go up. And then once that week is over, the tower floors are reset to have new and different challenges for that following week. So it's like I think it's a 1 week or maybe it's a 2 week cycle. Basically, it's a way to step outside of your hero and experience the game in a different way. Also a way to experience different builds that you may not quite as easily come across when you're playing through the normal game. I do think Mojang kind of missed a big opportunity here though. They should have had a leaderboard each week for the tower to see what people could get the highest, and maybe even give them a small like in-game cosmetic or even like a rare item based reward. People are often really competitive and enjoy that sort of thing, so I think having a leaderboard would be really cool and people would like it quite a bit. Then you have the ancient hunts. These I have done, and they're incredibly fun and cool to do. It's a place to go to get some extremely powerful gear and a new currency added to the game, which is gold. You just visit the nether portal room towards the south of town, go through this door right here, and go up here. You do have to unlock this area. And when you click on another portal, you're going to put in 4 pieces of gear, one of each type: armor, melee weapon, ranged weapon, and artifact. Once you do that, crank this little slider all the way to the right to give yourself the best chance to find boss rooms and to increase the difficulty of the room just by a little bit. And then you're good to join the hunt. When you go in the portal, you go into a 3-stage set of worlds. As you go through, the main thing that you're looking for are side rooms that can be one of 2 different things: either a treasure room to get you a lot of gold, or a boss room to get you a gilded item, which has extra enchants added to it, like you see on screen right now. The extra enchants are added up here at the top. They're like implicit, they're built in, and then you still have the standard enchants that you can add yourself. You'll want to search the entire map, as these rooms could be anywhere. And once you finish one stage, you'll reach the end of that map and then go to a second and then to a third before finally being able to exit the hunt altogether. All 3 maps look different and have different mobs in them, but you're doing basically the same thing as you go through. You're looking for these side rooms to get into the treasure rooms and the boss rooms. These ancient hunts are a very good way to gear up or to modify your current gear, which gets me to the next thing that I wanted to talk about, which is about gold being added to the game. You can see in my inventory right here, I have 110 of it currently. And this goes alongside emeralds, which have been in the game since it started. Now, they did add a merchant close to another portal room called the Enchant Smith. For a small fee in gold, you can give him one of your weapons or armor, and you can re-roll an enchant. For example, I can decide, okay, I like soul focus and protection. I want to keep these, but I want to try to re-roll this food reserves enchant. So I can hold down the button here. It will re-roll that enchant for me, and then I can go look at my item and see what new enchant got added. Also, whenever you go and enchant an item, if you've already spent enchant points on any of these other slots, when you enchant the item, it removes all of your enchant points off the item, which does allow you to spend them back on this item in a different way, or to spend them on a different item. This is a great way to take an item that you have found that may otherwise be perfect, but maybe has 1 or 2 bad enchants on it, and actually make it useful for you by re-rolling those enchants or that 1 enchant slot several times to get the enchant that you're looking for or something that you'll find useful. Now, I'm not 100% sure if you're able to get the powerful enchants this way. I don't think you're able to, at least I haven't seen one yet, but I do believe you can find any normal enchants this way that would normally apply to that type of item. There is also the Piglin merchant right here who will sell you gilded items. I believe these change like maybe every time you level up. Or you can do a manual restock of it yourself. It's always worth checking this merchant out to see if they have an item that is good for you that you'd like to purchase. Depending on how long ago you played or how far you got into the game, you actually find a lot of different merchants as you play through. Most of these have been here most of the time, but some of these may be new to you. The blacksmith right here will upgrade a piece of gear or artifact to a power level more fitting for where you are in the game, and also remove existing enchant points off of an item so you can spend them on something else without having to salvage the item to get those enchant points off. The gift wrapper gives you an easy way to send items you found to your friends. The village merchant just has basic items. Sometimes in the early game, you may find something worth getting in here, but usually there's not going to be anything too exciting within this area. Then you have the luxury merchant, which will have just standard items as well, but they will usually be a higher quality or potentially be better. They'll be rare or even unique sometimes. So always worth checking out to see what the luxury merchant has. And then you also have the mystery merchant. This is your place to go gamble your emeralds away, where you can go and purchase a random weapon or bow or artifact or armor, or sometimes you'll get these little question mark boxes as well. Where you never know what you're going to get. Let's actually see what I get right here. I got a backstabber, but it's just a basic quality and it wasn't that good. That's why it's a gamble. One of the things they added to the game just before they stopped updating it was the storage chest. You may have seen this while I was running around. We begged for something like this for a long time back when I played this years ago, and I had no idea that they had added it until I started playing it again this time. Now, when you find items that you want to keep, instead of just having pages and pages of items in your inventory here, now you can go to your storage chest, And you could have pages and pages of items here instead. This is a good place to keep all of your items. But you do have some categories that you can sort things to. You can click on just melee weapons, ranged weapons, armor, artifacts, and then enchanted, which I don't know what shows up in here. I'm sure I'll find out eventually. I would have liked to have some additional like custom categories too. Maybe I could have like, or even if they're not custom, even if they're just built in, but like something that just shows uniques, rares, gilded, etc. would be nice to have there. I don't know if this thing has a size limit. Usually this thing will like keep growing as you add more and more items. So I don't know if there is a limit and what the limit is. Now, I believe this has always been here, but in case it wasn't, or maybe it was and you didn't know that it was the last time you played, if you've played before, or for those of you that are new to Minecraft Dungeons, is the test dummy. You can go to this guy and wail on him and just get a feel for how your weapons work. Right now I'm using a set of gloves. I can test and see how my artifact works and how it affects things. Or I can step back and shoot him with my bow to test my bow out and see my damage. Really makes it easy to figure out what you want to use, to see how different things will synergize together, and to overall test your skills and abilities without having to go fight mobs that are fighting you back. Then if you travel east of town past this area, continue to travel and head south. And then loop around to a big secret hidden building right here. You will see as you travel through this church, I guess it's a church, pictures of all of the games or most of the game's developers, which was really cool. You'll finally work your way up here where you see this kind of like altar-like thing, and you see these inscriptions on the wall. I believe they're called runes. If you click this button, I think it highlights the runes that you've found so far. And I'm not going to give the secret away to you, but once you find all of the runes and you press this button, something really cool. It kind of opens up something really cool, really fun for you. As you can tell, I've been having a very fun time playing through Dungeons again after several years away from it. And with all the new additions, especially the ancient hunts and the ability to change enchants on my gear, I found it very engaging and very fun. I am a long time player of ARPG games of this genre, games like Diablo and Path of Exile and many others. I've been playing them ever since I was a little kid, like 30 years ago. Yes, I am old. And I'll say, this is my personal opinion. I actually think Minecraft Dungeons is even better than Diablo 4 is right now. If you're a Diablo player, let me know what you think. The combat is very fun and engaging. The mechanics around the mobs and bosses and how they all work is better. The build variety is more diverse and fun, at least to me it is. And the world just looks better in its own like unique way. Now, this wouldn't be a Prowl video if I didn't talk a little bit about where I think Dungeons went wrong, or why it quote unquote failed, and how I think it could easily be revived right now today. First, when I say it failed, what I mean by that is that usually these ARPG style games hold an audience for many years post-release through regular updated and seasonal content. Mojang actually started down the seasonal content path, actually having 3 seasons before shutting down. You go to the Adventurers Hub found right here, you will see the 3 different seasons worth of content and stuff that you can unlock. The fact that they try to do some seasons tells me that they were trying to get people to continue to play the game, but maybe not enough did. So they stopped updating the game shortly after. Hence why I say it kind of failed. They kind of gave up on it and stopped updating the game. So while we may be on the heels of a Minecraft Dungeons 2 coming out with the leaks of Project Spicewood potentially being it, what do I think Dungeons and Mojang could have done to make Minecraft Dungeons a long-term success? These thoughts will likely largely apply to a Minecraft Dungeons 2 as well, although if they are working on it, odds are that cake's already baked and they are just finishing up minor things at this point. And I'm hopeful that the game turns out to be really good. But I'm going to go ahead and apply these to a Minecraft Dungeons 1. Number 1, more hero customization. For starters, I love the way the gear works in the game. It's not stat-based like many other ARPG games are, and instead it's all about abilities. I think it would have gone a long way if instead of 1 armor piece being a thing like it is in the game right now, instead you had 4 armor pieces like in normal Minecraft. You have a helmet, a chest plate, leggings, and boots. They would obviously have to rebalance things quite a bit in doing this, as you would have access to way more enchantments this way versus how the game is today. But having more pieces of gear would allow you to further customize your character in different ways to make it play the way that you want. It would further enhance current builds that are in the game, create new builds that are not in the game, and even create a mixture of different builds that you'd be able to do by having more gear, more customization. Number 2, real seasonal content. Every 3 months should be a new season with some sort of theme to it that is intended to only last for that season. Sometimes these season themes could carry over to the base game if people really like them and want to see them as part of the core game. But for the most part, these would be just seasonal things. The season would require a brand new seasonal character starting from level 1. So yes, you would have to start a new level 1 character for each season. And after that season's over, each hero or character that you make will just change to an eternal character, a character that exists outside of the seasons. This is normal for these types of games. So if you don't want to play inside of the seasons and you want to keep playing a character forever, then you can do that. But when a new season comes out, if you want to play inside of that new season, you have to start a brand new level 1 character. Number 3, they should not have gone the DLC route with the game. And instead, all of the DLC content should have just been released for as major updates for free throughout the game's time of being out. I think this really confused a lot of people, and it made a lot of people feel like, okay, I played the base game, I don't need the extra stuff. And it even creates a little bit of confusion now where people don't really quite easily understand, well, wait, what's the base game? What's DLC? What is DLC? How much do I get? What do I get for what I spend? It's kind of a confusing thing. So I really think the DLC should just be part of the core game. And if they make a new Minecraft Dungeons, I hope to see them go that route and have more available in the game up front so people see what the game's about from the start, and then offer this additional content in the form of free major updates after release. And if Minecraft Dungeons was still going today, they would have a lot more things that they could add in right now. They could add in ancient cities, trial chambers, the Pale Garden biome with the creaking. There's a lot of things that would have also made it into Minecraft Dungeons that would honestly be really cool and really fun to see. And at number 4, of course, with continued development, Mojang would need to make continued income from the game. Games like this monetized the right way is good for everybody and can actually make a game better. Here are some of my ideas. Number 1, to go with season content would be a seasonal pass. Every season has a reward track with an unpaid and a paid portion to it that gets you various rewards. The unpaid section could give you cosmetics and some useful in-game power related items, while the paid portion of the track would give you cosmetic based items only. Nothing that gives you power, because nobody likes pay for power. The pass would be about $10 every 3 months. But inside the pass, you would earn a currency. Let's call it diamonds for now. And that would be used to purchase the next pass or used to purchase cosmetics. Next would be player skins. We see a lot of cool collaborative skins in Minecraft, but they're never really very interesting, at least to me, because in Minecraft, I never actually get to see my own skin except for when I log in and log out. In Dungeons, you get to see your skin all the time. So collaborations with Transformers or Marvel, DC, Ninja Turtles, all these different things would be really fun to see. I personally would immediately buy an Iron Man skin so I could do the Soul Beam build, or Ninja Turtles so I could do a build based off of their weapons like a staff or something with Donatello. Or I could just picture Moana slaying thousands of zombies. That sounds like a fun idea as well. Next is pets, and these actually already exist in the game. I don't even remember how to get them. I don't have one currently, but I think that there are a couple of cosmetic pets that are in the game that they added at some point. They could have easily expanded this to hundreds of different little visual pet ideas, both from inside of and outside of Minecraft. These pets could be gained, again, through gameplay challenges, the free or paid pass, or an in-game store. Also, going back, player skins also could be given through the pass or through an in-game store as well. And then my last idea is player housing. I thought about this because of this house type thing that's right here, that's in the game currently. I don't know if this is just intended to be the player house or if there's any kind of purpose, but it really got me thinking that player housing would be really cool. Imagine you start out with a blank house that looks just like a regular villager house in Minecraft from the base Minecraft game. And throughout your time playing, you could earn some basic cosmetics for your house. And then the free and paid track of the seasonal pass could also give you some interesting cosmetics as well. You can actually see a few of them in this room that I'm standing in right now. There would be some really cool starter ideas. Also, think of other things like shape and style of the house, block palette, furniture, other interior and exterior features. You could expand the size of your house. There would be a lot of different things that you could do. And you could have hundreds, if not thousands, of purchasable items for this as well, on top of the stuff that players could earn for free or earn through the seasonal track of the pass. And it would be easy to always add more stuff, especially as the core game of Minecraft adds in new types of blocks, new structures. These types of things could easily be transferred over to dungeons and would offer more things to give the player. Anyways, that's the core of the ideas that I have right now. If Mojang had done these things, I believe the dungeons would still be a very popular game right now because they got the hard part down. The game itself is good. The game looks amazing, sounds amazing. They have interesting and unique ideas for how a lot of different things work. I love artifacts. I love the way enchants work. They just missed the mark on a few little things that took the game from being a good one-time playthrough to being a good playthrough over and over and over again. And while I believe dungeons would still be popular right now if they had done those things, I also think that Mojang, if they really wanted to, they could probably do all of these things today, and with some good marketing around it to let people know that they're reviving the game, they could bring a bunch of people back into the game. I imagine hundreds of thousands, if not millions, and completely revive interest in it. Either way, I'm having a ton of fun playing through dungeons on stream. Be sure to subscribe here or follow me on Twitch to catch me streaming some dungeons, and drop a comment down below to let me know what you think of my various ideas that I just laid out. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.